Okay, so our final story of the day um, is about a story that is on HBO Max, and that is The House of the Dragon. It is reportedly going into production, and it is going to begin filming. And so this is a good thing because it was one of the biggest shows for HBO on their platform, HBO Max on their platform. House of the Dragon locks in season 2 cast, production team as filming begins. Filming is underway for the second season of The House of the Dragon, HBO confirmed Tuesday. Based on George R. Martin's Fire and Blood, the spin-off set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, tells the story of House Targaryen. We are thrilled to be shooting again with members of the original family as well as news talents on both sides of the camera. Series co-creator, executive producer, and showrunner Ryan Condal said in a statement. All of your favorite characters will be conspiring at the council tables, marching with the armies, and riding dragons into battle soon enough. We can't wait to share what we have in store. To celebrate things, HBO shared a behind the scenes photograph at the Iron Throne at Livingston Studios in the United Kingdom. Main cast of season 2 includes Matt Smith, Olivia Cook, Emma D'Arson, Eva Best, Fabian Frankel, Ewan Mitchell, Tom Glenn Carney, and Ryan Ryan. Additional running cast includes Harry Collin, Bethany Antonia, Phoebe Campbell, Phyllis Sabin, Jeffrey Hall, and Matthew Needham. In addition to Condal, Martin serves as a co-creator and executive producer. Other EPs include Sarah Haas, EP is executive producer. Sarah Sarah Haas, Ann Taylor, and can't talk today, guys. Sorry, and Melissa Bernstein. Um, and Kondo is the sole showrunner after the other one left in August. HBO has given up. HBO has given the following upcoming second season a shortened episode of 8 episodes. The rap previously convert individuals with knowledge of the matter said that the move is due to only the needs of the story being told and not to any other concerns. HBO and the HBO Max chief said he expects the second season, quote, to premiere in sometime in 2024. They're just starting to put the plans together, and just like last time, there will be so many unknowns, he told Vulture in an interview in October. It's not to be coy or secretive, but you don't want to say when it's going to be on the date, so then you have to move it. Kondo previously told the Wrap that House of the Dragon is a shorter story, all told, than Game of Thrones, and likely won't run as long as the flagship series did. So the wait between seasons could be much longer. The story may wrap up in a few seasons. This particular story, the one that I'm telling now, The Dance of the Dragons, as is an original series. It doesn't have the breadth of it, he said. Not to say it's any less interesting. It's a really great series. But I also think part of the series is knowing when to drop the curtain on it and call it an end. And I think, well, I'll get to that point in a minute. That said, Condell teased that there is a rich Targaryen history to be mined before and after the events of House of the Dragon that could be continued in another HBO series. But I've always said the show is called House of the Dragon. It's not called The Dance of the Dragons. And I think there is a very rich 300-year Targaryen dynasty to mine many stories out of. And I think the thing that I think is the most promising for the future for the fans of Westeros is that George has written some deeply complex history. There's That's 3 centuries long that begins with Argon's conquests. Actually, it begins before that with the story of the Targaryens leaving old Valyria because of the dream of one little girl. There are so many stories to be mined out. As I think I'm as long as there's a willing audience, there's plenty of Targaryen to come. Okay, couple of things. number one, fantastic that it's on the men about filming. I can't wait to see this. Number two, I think that I, I think House of the not House of the I was confused them. Game of Thrones could have very easily have just totally cut off after the seventh season. It didn't need the eighth season. Um, because that eighth season was horrible. Horrible. And anybody who is a Game of Thrones fan, and I've watched the whole thing, it's been a while, but I've watched it, they'll tell you that was the worst season by far. By far. That being said, I think that this is going to be better. The introduction to characters is always hard because, let's face it, you have to get to know the characters and everything else. By the end of the first season, you know what their motives are, whether it's power or money or fame or whatever it is. In this case, it's power. And the thing is, this second season is going to dive deeper and deeper and deeper into this. Um, and it's as good, if it's as good as the first season, look out. I can't wait to see this. The fact that it's a little shortened doesn't worry me at all because that means they want to take it seriously and as good, make the very best possible episodes they can. And when you do that, you come out with good product. So I'm not worried about this at all. And don't forget, guys, let's call a spade for a minute. House of the Dragon, when it premiered, was the largest opening for any series on HBO Max. This is what they kicked it off with, you know. So there's something to be said about that. This is going to do huge numbers for the second one too, and the fact that they're able to put it on their platform, wow, look out. 2024. I mean, this is going if all the plans work out like they want, okay, they're going to probably have, okay, this come out in 2024, okay, and then you're going to have, hopefully, I don't know about this, speculation, it's 2023 now, um, Last of Us Part 2 or Last of Us Season 2. So you could have The Last of Us Season 2 come out in 2025. So there's a shot. They're going to be dominating this thing. Look, for the next 2 years, look, HBO has been dominating the cable market for the past 20 years. Okay. Whether it is something like House of the Dragon, but whether it is Game of Thrones, whether it is Succession, whether it is The Wire, whether it is The Sopranos, whatever it is, this is no different. They're just moving it all to streaming. Um, they need to rebrand this, and they're going to tomorrow. Um, I just hope you know, I just hope that it's the name is halfway decent. I'm very curious. Matter of fact, after the show, I might go on HBO Max just to see what kind of changes that are made. But they right now are in the spotlight for all the bad reasons. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. Um, so we got a couple of comments here. So before we get going, let's get a couple of these comments and see what I have. So Alex says I have HBO Max, Peacock, Apple TV, Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus. Oh wow, so you have all of them. You have all of them. Nice. I had I had Paramount Plus. Um, so, so we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I do have Disney Plus. I've got Peacock and I've got HBO Max. Those are the three that I have. Um, I was going to. I just need to save some money. Oh, so yeah. So I know somebody that has like Amazon Prime and Netflix and everything else. So I had a brief subscription to Apple TV. I just forgot to renew it or not renew it. I'm sorry. What am I trying to say? Um, cancel it. So I had it for an extra month. So, but yeah, I got rid of that one too. So Warner Brothers needs a comeback when they Warner Brothers needs a comeback when coming to their films. Television side, they've always been the powerhouse network with HBO. Yeah, no, absolutely. and it's all going to depend on what happens with James Gunn and DC and whatever happens. Because the thing is that they right now, I mean, we have the Flash coming out, so that's going to be huge. And we're going to do a spoiler cast. I'm going to be doing a spoiler cast for the Flash here on the channel, along with all the other summer films. But the Flash is going to be the one that really um, is a litmus test for other things down the road. Um, so I mean, there were so many questions about it, and this has been going on for so long. What's it going to be like? So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, they're you're right about one thing though. HBO Max or HBO has been a powerhouse for 20 years. Whether it is The Sopranos, whether it is The Wire, Succession, Game of Thrones, whatever it is. So yeah, I tend to agree with you. So we'll see what happens though.